TugbaRoyal TV, revealing our heritage.
Good day to you watching us, and you are welcome to TugbaRoyal TV. Today on TugbaRoyal TV, it's your girl Miss Sachel, and I am not here alone. I am here with a guest to talk about an interesting topic you would like to know. Out of ignorance, we may not know. So before I introduce my guest to you, for you to know who the guest is, I would like you to pick your phone, go to our YouTube channel, hit the bell, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and boom, we are good to go. You can also follow us on our social media platforms at TugbaRoyal TV. So now, let's go and look at what our guest is, or who our guest is. Now, before we show our guest to you, don't forget our guest is the CEO of Royal Center for Divine Consciousness. Of course, he will talk about it for us. And he is also an instructor for yoga. He is also a practitioner at the Ayurveda. And our guest is in person of Pancha Tattoo. I really love the name. Hello, Pancha. You are welcome to
Thank you.
TugbaRoyal TV. How do you do?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
It's a pleasure having you around.
Yeah.
I believe you already know the topic we are going to talk about.
Yeah.
All right. So we are talking about responsibilities or duties of priesthood.
Priesthood.
Yeah.
Very good.
Are you a priest yourself?
Well, I can say yes. Yeah, I can say yes. At the same time, I can say no, but let's take it like that. I'm a priest.
Okay, let's take it like that. All
I'm a
right.
priest. Very good.
All right. So today, my viewers and myself would like to ask you one or two questions that we would love to have knowledge of. All right. So let's start it from who is a priest? Yeah, let's take it from there.
Okay. When we say who is a priest,
Yeah.
now it is an English word,
Okay.
but if you come to our local stuff, we will call like Oswafo, as we have in a minister. Oswafo is minister, or Osumfo. Osumfo means servant. A servant. Who is he serving? He's serving the people, or the minister is a link or liaison between the people and a higher authority. You understand?
Yeah.
So, in a nutshell, a priest is more than like a minister or a servant. All the ministers are servants to the people. They are representing the Most High. So a priest, in a short, is called a servant. That is it.
All right. So since we are talking about priesthood, let's quickly jump into that. What can you say about the priesthood system in Ghana today?
Our priesthood system.
Yeah.
Well, I can say that our priesthood system is a disorganized system in the country.
Interesting.
Currently, and even for some years back, I've been observing the system. Of course, if you listen to radio, television, lambasting of preachers all over the place, this and that. So it tells us a lot. You understand? So our system in Ghana here is a disorganized system. Just like in the Bible, we have two orders where every priesthood comes from. I think one is Melchizedek order, and then order of something in the Bible. There are two orders alone. That's all. So if you are a priest, you must come from one of these orders. If you are not from this order, you are not recognized as a priest. You understand? Before they give you this title, you must be qualified. You must stay under or live with a higher priest to guide you, to teach you how to develop that potential or gift in you. Then before they will allow you to come out. But now, what are we seeing?
The other way around.
It's the other way around. You understand? Just like in the Bible, when Samuel heard the voice of God, God called him. He did not just get up and then say, oh, okay, God has called me, and then like I'm going. No.
Okay.
He has to go and see the higher priest. He said, higher priest, this is what I'm hearing. And the higher priest gave him direction. When you go, the priest was there, but he called the boy. But he said, if you go, tell the voice that whoever calls that, hey, your servant hears you. So he gave him the direction. And gradually, that is how it was. So upon thorough study of the personality, then finally he goes out. So whenever he comes out, he's properly trained. He has a level of conscience. It's a level of consciousness. It's a level of maturity. He has raised his vibration or raised his consciousness to a level that qualifies him to be a servant, to serve the people, and to guide the people very well.
Okay.
So our system is never like that in the country. Anybody at all can go one or two visions and then go and stand on the park and then be clapping the hand and inviting people and praying for people, and then that's all. He goes to register for the church and he does his own thing. So our system is disorganized, disorganized system.
All right, Pancha. You see, in Ghana here, since we are in Ghana, we are talking about Africa, but this I want to basically focus on Ghana. When we talk about a priest, this is the mentality whereby people assume or imagine other people having this powder and other stuffs, necklaces, beads, and other stuffs. What difference do these people make when they are in their costume? That is the fetish side, and the difference they make from our Roman Catholic priests that we see. Are they all not human beings?
They are all human beings. They are all human beings. Of course, they are also servants to some gods somewhere. So they are different, even in the priesthood. It's just like the military and the police. They have different ranks. They have private, sergeant, different, classes, junior officers, senior rank officers, major general, and then up to the general level. You understand? So we have different category and different classes of the priesthood. You understand? But they are all classified because the priesthood is an English word. We were not having this priesthood before. Fetish priest is an English word. So there was nothing like fetish priest or priest before. So it is like Okomfo or Osumfo or Osumafo, or that is it.
Okay.
That's what we are having now. You see, that's what we are having before. So I would say that, of course, they are also priests in a way, but then we have different levels at which each and every one operates. Some are dealing with dwarfs, some are dealing with higher angels, some are dealing with the divine God himself, the Almighty God himself.
Some even deal with black spirits.
Some even deal with demons, some even deal with this, so they are also called servants. Servants to the people or the forces whom they are dealing with.
Oh, okay.
Are you getting me? Yeah, so but we called all of them priests. But they have to serve a purpose.
Okay.
That is it.
Okay. Right, so what can you say, or what do you want to say about the duties of priest or duties of priesthood?
Okay. That's a very nice question. Anyway. So before we go into the system of the duties of the priesthood, we cannot go there without looking at the social order.
The social order
of life.
Okay.
This social order of life was created by the divine administrator himself, or the administrators of this particular universe that we are in. We have numerous universes.
Yeah.
Our universe is the scientists are saying that it's made up of 9 planets and so on and so forth, of which the Earth is part of it. And we have the Supreme God himself appointed some administrators to manage or the mind affairs of our Earth system here. Okay. Now, there are 4 social orders. There are 4. Yeah. So these 4 social orders, no matter who you are, you belong to one of these orders.
All right, Pancha, please hold on for me. Okay, so before we move on to look at the 4 orders where I belong and where you belong, I am still reminding you to go to our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to share. Your comments are also welcome. All right, so let's move on. Okay.
Thank you. Now, the first order is the skillful workers. They are all categorized into one. So the carpenters, masons, and those people, the florists, and all the beauticians and all the stuffs, we classify them under one. That they are skillful workers. Okay. They manufacture they create stuffs like benches and nice stuff so that people will go and buy. And then that is where they also earn their living. The masons and the carpenters and all these people.
We are nothing without them anyways.
Very good. So there are some categories of people whom God has designed. Okay, this is your area. So in throughout their lives, that is what they want to do. So like that. And then the other one We call them the business category.
That's the order number 2.
That is it.
Okay.
You see, it is coming from the top to down. I'm coming from the bottom. You
Okay.
understand?
Okay.
So that's the business class of men. The business class of men, right at the spot, whenever you give them to them, their consciousness and everything is
It's
business.
business.
You understand?
Interesting.
If you put money here and you put the word of God here,
That will take money.
you want to take money because its mentality is a business kind of mentality. Money, trade, buy and sell. You understand? You has that kind of stuff. You see, whenever he's going, people will be following him.
Yeah.
He has that kind of stuff, And their main duty is to protect the people. They also have their prescribed duty. You understand? Their duty is to protect the citizens, assist where connive with the priesthood community to make laws according to scriptures to guide the people. They are supposed to make sure there is discipline in the country. They are supposed to make sure people are paying tax, because it's a tax that we use to mind the affairs of the country. They are supposed to check the indiscipline, all kinds of immanners or irreligious activities in the system. Irreligious is very important.
Yeah.
And so from there, then you move to the first class. The first class is the priesthood. That is the priesthood order. So among all the class, the priesthood is on top. The priesthood is on top. Now, the duty of the priest, he has a main responsibility and a duty to perform. And that duty is to fight. Fight against what? He is to fight against ignorance in the system. So his duty is to guide the administrators, guide the business class, guide the skillful workers, train their consciousness towards whatever they are doing in order to move them towards godly life or religious life or move them towards God. You see, sometimes the business that we do entangle us so much. You understand?
Yeah.
But if you have knowledge about whatever you are doing, you will know how to move about in whatever you are doing. You understand? You will not get money and then misuse money anyhow, because you have been trained. The priesthood has taught you this, and you know all these things. So you practically spend giving your money with compassion. You understand? So these class of people, that is the priesthood, they are to fight against what? Ignorance. Ignorance is simply darkness. Because sometimes,
to know.
yes, you see, there are 3 states or 3 modes of consciousness. One is ignorance. That is the darkness.
Okay.
And then one is passion. And then one is goodness. Goodness. Yes. So the duty of the priesthood is to move the people from ignorance to goodness. That is the consciousness. Build their conscience through their words, their actions, and all the stuffs. So it is to guide all the classes of people. So if you're a priest, you have to be an administrator. You have to know the science of management and administration. You have to know the duties of these businessmen, what their responsibility in the society, how to govern and train their consciousness towards whatever they are doing so that they can also get benefit. And then the skillful workers also, you have to know something about them. Because almost all these people, they, at the end of the day, they all surrender to the spiritual order. That is why if there is any problem here in this material world, everyone wants to go and see a malam, a priest also, because that is material. If you want to solve material problems, you go to the spiritual order. So each and every one or each and every person under this class or the social order all surrender to the priesthood. So if those priesthood, they are not in knowledge and they are also in ignorance, do you think they can fight against ignorance? No. They can't. There's no way they can fight against ignorance because they themselves, they are deeply in ignorance. They don't know what to do. You understand? Yes. And then their other duty is also to perform rituals for the individuals and also for the well-being of the society and then the country in which they are in.
With the performances of rituals, which kind of rituals are we talking about over here?
When we say ritual in Africa here, it's all about killing and killing and killing. No, it is not like that. You see, Because sometimes, even in the Bible, you see the prophets, they will give some kind of directions, a direction that will help the state or save the state in a particular situation or something like that. Akwantre, we call it akwantre, and all the stuff. So, the priests, that's like we have the Malam, they are perfect expert in killing ritualistic activities. There are different kinds of rituals. So time, place, and circumstance, the priesthood has to know what kind of ritual they have to perform to this particular person.
Okay, so that should tell us that rituals doesn't only entail in
No. It's not only about blood sharing. No. Just like the businessmen in the country. At least each and every group of these people, the politicians, the businessmen, and then the skillful workers, on Sunday or Friday or Sunday, they all believe in some kind of, they also have some kind of faith they all believe in.
Yeah.
So on Sunday, Friday, they all move to whatever they believe in. And they have priest who is championing that cause.
That cause.
Are you getting me? So, take for instance the businessman. He has a lot of money.
Yeah.
So the priesthood, they go to the priesthood, they have to go and pay small money to the priesthood. In the Bible, they call it tithe. They call it tithe.
See.
So they have to take care of the priest. Though the administrators are also to take care of the priest, but the businessmen, they are supposed to pay their tax for the government to get money to run their country or to engage in infrastructure development. And also a portion of it goes to the what? Priest. So their duty to take care of the priest. And when that money goes to them, if it is 100%, they have to take some portion of it, like say 10%, and then the rest they share it among the needy, and then the widowed in the church, and then those in the community. That is also another form of ritual, because those people, they belong to God. It is God who take care of them. So God cannot come down directly to come and take care of these people.
Yeah.
So the ministers whom he has appointed, that is the priesthood, they are taking care of these people on behalf of God himself. And whenever it happens, God blesses these people. And then the people who contributed the money towards the development or taking care of the poor, the needy, and then the widow in the community and the church, then God also blesses the businessmen. Then their business begins to what? Flourish.
Okay.
So it's another form of ritual they have to perform on behalf of the people. But it's not like, now they have given me, so okay, I have to go and buy a car. I'm thinking of houses. It's like the priesthood, your level of consciousness has gone down. You have identified yourself with materialism. Too much materialism. Whenever it happens like that, it never orders well for that priesthood community. You understand? Because as part of their duties, they are supposed to study the word of God 24 hours, study into meditation, praying, to tap information from the divine source and to give it to the people. Preach, teach the people, guide the people towards the path of godliness. That is it. Raise the people's consciousness from religiosity to godliness. Now, in our country, for instance, we are all religious. Everyone is a religious person. Just with the pride of being a Christian. I'm a Christian. Yeah, I'm a Christian. So, I'm a Muslim. Everybody is like, just there for economic development. That's all. That is nothing in it again. And then even when we meet in our churches, like social gathering, the focus and attention sometimes is not even on God. You understand? So it's just, we are simply practicing religiosity. So it's the duty of the priesthood to move the people's consciousness from religiosity to godliness. Religion is like a signboard. So if I don't know here, I'm coming for the first time, I have to ask, direction, where is it? And then the religion is leading me there. So after I've gotten to the place, next time if I'm coming, do you think I need the signboard? No. It is leading me to the path of godliness, goodness, which finally can take me to God or the kingdom of God that we are talking about. Are you getting me? Yeah. So it has a big responsibility to perform as a priest. So if he does not do that, that is between him and God.
Alright, so before I ask my next question, I would like to remind viewers of this. This show is not here to condemn anybody. Yeah, it is not here to do it. But we are learning, but we don't have to be ignorant. Okay, so Pancha, tell me, I said that's based on the next question. Now, gone are the days where we used to see fetish priests and other people who perform incantations, enchantments, and other stuffs in the bush. But now we don't see them anymore. Now you can just pick a phone, make a call, and call a fetish priest. Reach anybody you want to reach. Now they are on television sets, on radios, sending mobile monies. Should I say they are scaring people? Or I should say we should go back to our good old days whereby fetish priests were not counted among normal people like us.
Thank you very much. This fetish priest phenomenon is, it dates back even before Christianity. It was there. Each and every society has a suman somewhere. That's what we call sumai. Sumai. The sumai has two words, omine and then isum. So in the darkness, that is where you see the country. Isum no muna hu omine.
Okay.
So those things were not of evil or demoniac activities. They were not of that, you see. So most of these things that we're practicing was divine. The consciousness of the people practicing it was divine. So, take for instance, if they have stone, if I have stone, the stone is a representative of the obutentim that we all know. But we all say that God is obutentim, is stone, stationary, unmovable. So they use that kind of stone representation of that obutentim, but they don't see the stone itself as God himself. No, but it's a symbolic. The ideas, ideology, secret consciousness behind whatever they are doing. Fine. And then whenever they do it, sometimes they pour water on it, and but the consciousness in which you are doing it, that is what matters most.
Okay.
So after they die, their children take over, and then their children, and whenever they come, then the consciousness changes. Now they begin to see the stone as God himself, or as a kind of God in the house. So if the grandfather is pouring maybe blood, chicken, the blood of chicken on it every year, whenever he comes out there, because of his stomach, he likes chicken, he likes goat, he likes this. Anybody who comes that is feeling headache, stomach ache, everything, you ask you to bring chicken, goat, sheep. That is where everything went wrong. People were killing unnecessarily.
Because of their belief.
Just because of their stomach. It's just because of
selfish
their stomach.
Ambition.
Yes, that is it. They want to chew, they want to enjoy, and they want to gratify their senses. So they begin to mix up the stuffs. And then those things, whenever you mix, that divine aspect of it is lost.
It's gone.
You understand? So when the white men came with the Christianity, that is where they started condemning all these things. Make it appear to be evil, but not all are evil. Even in Christianity, there are evil practices within Christendom. Just like we are seeing on everybody, pastor has done this, so many things people do just to get what? Power. So after they have been brainwashed that the priest, the fetish priest or the comfort and all these things are evil. So all people trooped into what? Christendom. Because they were having money. Building schools, building this is also attractive. Educating people, contributing to nation and everything. So each and everyone deviated, and then the traditional aspect of worship, which is our own, we totally neglected it. But some of them are good. And then we went straight into Christendom. So it made all the people practicing it also hate themselves. They were unpopular again. So it got to a time they also realized that no, these things we must also polish our own. So now if you go to the comfort people or those people, you realize that if they have air conditioning even in their rooms, they have nice fan, nice, decorated nicely, polished it. Some of them have even become priests because that is the best way to make money. It is out of money, the conscience of making money. Because here they are making a lot of money, they are not even doing anything. So if I know herbs, if I know how to heal, if I know this and I know this and I know this, why do I sit here? It's better I establish a healing church or church of this and that and that. Put on suit, go to 3 months. Now we have 2 weeks ordination school and all these things. So you can just go there because there is no organized priesthood system. So you go there, take your forms. Now you're a priest. 2 weeks, 3 weeks,
You'll be
1 month,
ordained.
you will be ordained. Once you have the money, you'll be given a sword, a robe, and then someone blesses you. So it's a malam. He's going there because there is money there. The consciousness of going there is not to assist people. It's not to serve people. He's going there for people to serve him. Because when he goes there, you have a lot of people. You say 1, 2, 3, hey, you are like this, you are like this, you are like this. Come on, Sam me. And then that's all. Then I'm free. I know that you're a powerful man of God. And whatever money I have,
I'll just take it out and give it to you.
Give it to you. You understand? So that was what was happening. That is how it is happening now in the system. So most of them have become prophets and then preachers and pastors ordained, and they are doing the work of God. You understand? So what was the question?
The question was, is it good for them to come out to advertise what they have instead of being there?
Now, it got to a point also, Christianity started losing that kind of popularity due to the advent of the charismatics coming out and the kind of stories we hear about pastors going in for juju, doing that, the youth started, they want something lively, action. They saw the Methodists to be like for oldies. The charismatic is very powerful. We want to see something. We want to experience something. But then these people, they have something. They have something. So at least they by hearing these pastors are going there, this man is going there, this man is going there. So why not I also give it a try? You see, people begin to lose faith and trust in the whole process because people want something. So they decided, okay, then let us go back. So people started going and going. And then I also, okay, if people are coming, then why not? The pastors themselves are coming. This person, so why not? Let us come out. So it wasn't like that before.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So when everybody saw that, no, Christianity, the manner at which it is dwindling down, they also came up again.
If you go to the room, you what
you understand? So that is how everything started popping up. Okay. So now it is advertised everywhere on radio. Or comfort this on radio. They comfort this
big names.
Big names, and it's good for the radio presenters and business wise.
Yeah.
Business wise, it is good. So you realize that the ideology of priesthood and everything it is getting lost. The duties and then the essence of priesthood is getting lost. It's all about money. That's all.
It's all about money. I am learning, and I believe, dear viewer out there, you are also learning. Pancha is really making our day, and we have to take away ignorance and learn. All right, so I want to ask, do we have any association for priesthood?
Well, in Ghana here, there are different categories of associations.
Okay.
The charismatic has theirs, Methodists have theirs, Pentecostals also have theirs. That's where they train up their pastors. So it's like an association. And then the 6 months, 4 months people also they have an association for clergy association. Now they have clergy association, and so clergy association is connected to some association in the US and like that. So they meet and have their meetings regularly. We have clergy members, So it's not like organized system like we were saying before,
Okay.
So different sects have their own kind of organizational structure in the priesthood. But it wasn't like that before. Before, if you call yourself a man of God, if you're a man of God, you are a man of God to the people, irrespective, because the Spirit of God has no respect for tribe, religion, country, or whatsoever. They have no respect for those things. But then those things, we the individuals created all these things. We created religions and all this. There wasn't Nigeria before, there wasn't Togo before. It was just recently when the British people came, they created Ghana, Togo, and all these things. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So now, this thing has become like a spell onto us. But if you go to Europe, they all speak one language. America, English, 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 English. But here it is not happening here because it's like a spell they are giving to us. We can never come together. You see, so if you are a man of God or you call yourself a godly man or a servant of God, you are for the people. So any church that you enter, any synagogue that you enter, immediately they see your robe, they will give you the pulpit to preach. Because you're a servant of God. The servant of God has no respect for any church. You understand? But now, if you're a Catholic priest, you cannot go to Methodist to go and preach there. Nobody will allow you to go to the Methodist church to preach. The same way, if you're a Methodist priest, you cannot go to Pentecost to preach. Even if they see you there, they will not allow you to take pulpit. Because they have their own doctrines produced. So, the whole thing has shifted from the godly consciousness or the God's words has been shifted to church words. Doctrines of church, Methodist doctrines, Pentecost doctrine, this doctrine, that doctrine. No, there is only one doctrine. That is all. So the bona fide priesthood must act in accordance to that and make sure that these barriers of tribe and religiosity and all these things, which is causing mayhem in our system, they are supposed to fight hard to clear all these things so that they move the people onto the path of godliness.
Yes, so do we have bad priesthood or corrupt priesthood based on what we've said so far?
Yeah. Then, like I said, in the beginning, everything was okay. But as we go down the lane, some unscrupulous priests also came in. And then they were doing all kinds of stuffs. So, of course, there is also what we call a corrupt priesthood. If we see a corrupt priesthood, it means that he has allowed himself to be influenced by materialism. Then he becomes corrupt. He is not supposed to be there, but he has allowed himself to do that. Are you getting me? Yeah. So, like we were saying, if, let's say, all these politicians, if at the end of the day, getting to the election year, you have no idea where they move to. They all go to each and every one, if they will be sincere to come out here. You realize that each and every one has a malam somewhere. Apart from being a Christian, he has a malam somewhere, he has a Buddhist priest, he has a this somewhere, he has a this one somewhere, he has this one somewhere. So they all surrender to the priesthood. They have faith in the priesthood system. But then, you being the priest, you must make sure that this particular person who is after power, what kind of consciousness is he having that we are going to perform this thing for? We don't look at the consciousness. We don't train their conscience. We don't talk to them. So because of the car he has presented to you, the car she has presented to you, whatever it is, money, when money enters, everything is calm. So
everybody loves money.
That is it. So no matter who you are, no matter your consciousness, whatever it is, he just, that's whatever he does. Then that is it. I put you there. So if we are talking about corruption, people always point fingers at the politicians. They are corrupt. They are corrupt. They are corrupt. But the actual corruption, the origination of that corruption is coming from the priesthood. Because we are supposed to take care of them, but we have lost focus. Are you getting me? Yeah. I met one political science student. I said, why do you want to become a politician? And he said, it's the easiest way to make money.
Everybody wants money.
It's the easiest way to make money. But you're a politician, you are not a businessman. If you want to make money, become a businessman.
Okay.
Go and buy and sell. And then you make money. But you cannot use that political system to make money. No, you can't. They are not meant to become millionaires. The skillful workers are not meant to become millionaires. That is what you must know. Not all people are meant to become millionaires. You understand? But now, all want to become millionaires. And then they are being backed by the priest because of money. You understand? So, assuming if all the priests are in goodness, and then you come to me, you want me to do something or bless you so that you can become whoever your assemblyman or MP. I ask you, why do you want to become this? He will not tell you, he will hide it. But it's their duty to know and ascertain for sure
Ah.
before you do something. You understand? So the priesthoods were manipulating the spiritual system in favoring some political parties and some people who are not even using those stuffs for higher benefit of the society. So in a nutshell, the priesthood are to be blamed for corruption and everything because that is where it is coming from. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
They are not using their powers. They are turning the spiritual realms, atmosphere, and then gods, using them to favor these people. But if we are sure, it is not wrong for you to do all these things to favor someone, but you have to be sure whether where he's going is going to live up to expectation. Does he know his duty at all as a politician or as an administrator who want to? He doesn't even know his duty. His consciousness is to make money. And I'm also getting money. So I have to perform whatever rituals the person wants. That is all. So even if you collapse the country, you could do whatever it is. I don't care.
care less.
My stomach, I've gotten my share. I've gotten 4x4. I've gotten this house. I've gotten that house. So that is the most important thing. I'm gone. And the Bible is saying that do not destroy the work of God because of food. Your stomach. Because of your stomach, you are destroying the work of God. That is not what you are supposed to be doing. You are supposed to train their consciousness, educate them. So you are supposed to study all the science. It's a whole lot of, you cannot use 2 months to become a priest. No. You have to study administration. You have to study, management. They have the scriptural aspect of management. This Bible, is a small stuff. It doesn't contain much. We have the deeper secret about the esoteric teachings concerning management scripturally. Not what we do in our political science school. It's much more like that.
Okay.
You see, so we have all these things there that the priest has to teach them. So all classes of people, they're like the yoga system, for instance.
Okay.
Yoga includes aerobic exercises, martial arts, and all these things. They are karate and all these things. They are into the yoga system. And the origination of this kung fu and all these things is from the temple. It's from the church. That is where it's originating from. It is from the church. So, that's man, if these things is there, the priest knows all these things. You're a military man, you come to me. I know what to tell you. Police, I know what to tell you. And how to fight. You know all the
all the tricks.
All the tricks in the martial art. It has to do with meridian points. How to kill, how to do this. The priest, so they knew everything. But they are servants. They have compassion for the people that they see them as their, kids, brothers, sisters, mothers, and so on and so on. So due to that compassion, they are not supposed to use their powers against these people. You understand? So they have a very big responsibility. So all manner of people, you realize that yes, they also come to the priesthood. And it's the duty of the priesthood to make sure that you guide them properly. Before you guide them, you must know the know-how to do that. If not, you are just like a pig or outmoded something. You can't be a priest. No. Any problem, anybody who comes to you, you must be able to guide him towards his path. If you don't know the duties of the businessman and the responsibilities and all these things, they have to know the responsibility of a marriage couple, what they are supposed to do, a lady, this and that and that. If you don't know all these things, then you can't call yourself a priest.
The show is really getting interesting, but we would have to end it due to time. But before we end it, I would like to find out the current nature of priesthood in Ghana and the sub-religions.
Yes, as we said, it's like a mayhem, listening to our radio station and today, tomorrow, this pastor, this, that. It's totally a mess up situation, in all Africa, the same trend which is currently going on. So it is a disorganized system at all. So, to me, I don't think it's in order.
Okay.
Something needs to be done about it. There's one president in Tanzania. Immediately he took over office, he closed down 5,000 churches. Those 5,000 ahead. So you can just imagine the state of affairs in which this thing goes. It's a long way. If we have to develop a country, the priesthood system is very important. We have to take a look at it, organize them. That's the stronghold of country's development, because all people are going, no matter who you are, you all go to church or mosque, tradition, or malam, or so on and so forth. You understand?
Yeah.
So I think it's not a good system, not in standing at all.
Okay. All right. Don't feel sad if we are going to end the show. We are going to have Pancha Tattwa more. So this is just the part one of the show. So we would come your way once again with the part two of the show. Your final words.
Yeah, my final word is, it's about time people realized something. We have to move our consciousness from that simply religiosity to godliness. Because if I'm godly, the godliness within me, I should be able to think like, I am not above all. If I'm thinking that due to my religion or my tribe, I'm higher than this person, then that is not godliness. It is just religiosity. It is religion which is creating all the stuff. If I'm thinking I'm in church because I'm a Christian, I'm higher than someone who is not a Christian, then that is not godliness. It is just religiosity we are practicing. If I am a godly person, I will not drink water and put the pure water on the floor. That is not godliness. We are saying the country is a Christian country. A majority of the people are Christians. But walk outside there, Dansoma, Makola, Accra, everywhere. Garbage everywhere. Filth. If you go and test each and every rubber, test the DNA. Everyone. Is either a Christian, Muslim, or this stuff. They are the people making all this filth in our system here. So what are we practicing? Are we practicing godliness? No. We are just simply being religious. As a way of life, religion. I belong to this.
Christian,
that is I'm Christian. I'm that. That is all. So it's about time we move from that to the platform of godliness. It's a disease in our consciousness. It's like a cataract in our eyes, so we can't see properly. We have drawn so many lines around us. Is this? I'm that. Is a Nigerian. I'm a Ghanaian. Is this? Is that? No, that is not what we want. But a religion always support that. But no. If I call myself a Christian or Ashanti or Fanti, immediately that sounds like a revolution within my consciousness. It means I'm trying to tell myself I'm proud, I'm better than, that we are all Ghanaians, we are all part and parcel of this world. You understand? So it's about time we move from just being religious to the part of godliness. You understand? If you are godly, just like if you go to the beach sides and all, people will be defecating and who is in there, stuffs all over. It tells you that we are not godly people. We are not godly. Even if the cat has to defecate or pass through, it digs a hole and then put defecate inside and then covers it. But why is that you, the human being, you cannot even do that? But it's not also good for people to see your stool. It is not very good act. So if we are gearing towards godliness, if all priests and then our malams and raise their consciousness to that level of godliness, and then they are giving those guidance to the people, I don't think we have this corruption and all these things. Immediately we reduce. It's not the politicians. So it is about time we practice godliness. That's all.
Alright. It is about time we practice godliness. Wisdom, they say, does not reside in one person's head. Like I said, we will be having more of Pancha on this platform. Alright, so before we go, let me say a big thank you to All Nice Curation for my beautiful makeover. She has made me who I am this afternoon. Alright, so you can contact All Nice Makeover on 057. You can contact All Nice Makeover on 0573 277 991. You can also follow her on IG All Nice underscore curation. You can also follow her on Facebook All Nice Curation and Bridal Care for your bridal makeups, your casual, whatever you want. I also want to say thank you to Buy Me for my beautiful hair. You can locate her also at Abeka inside La Paz. Thank you for watching TugbaRoyal TV, and I am your host, Miss Sasha.